What if I told you the San Antonio Spurs just landed the missing piece to their future? De'Aaron Fox is about to change everything, but how will they use him? The answer might just surprise you. The San Antonio Spurs have a lot to prove this season. With Victor Wembanyama looking like the future of the NBA, the front office knew they needed someone who could complement his raw, otherworldly potential. Enter De'Aaron Fox, a guard who has been quietly becoming one of the league's most dangerous weapons. Now let's rewind a bit. De'Aaron Fox, since entering the league in 2017, has been on a trajectory that's hard to ignore. Early on, people saw him as a high-usage guard with flashes of brilliance but marred by turnovers and inconsistency. His elite finishing at the rim caught the eye, but there were comparisons to players like Devin Harris and John Wall, guys who could get to the basket but needed to fine-tune other aspects of their game. From 2020 to 2022, Fox started to morph into something much more dangerous. He became a three-level scoring threat, comparable to a player like Kyrie Irving. Fox's ability to break down defenses with the ball in his hands, coupled with his newfound range, allowed him to score from everywhere. But the real magic started in the 2022 to 2023 season. Fox turned into a lethal mid-range shooter, not unlike Devin Booker. Suddenly, he wasn't just a finisher, he was a sniper in the paint and from mid-range. Fast forward to the 2023 to 2024 season, and Fox was a completely different player. He was no longer just a scorer, he became a gritty, all-star leader with the kind of competitive fire and toughness we saw from prime Kyle Lowry. Fox's leadership grew as he guided the Kings deep into the postseason, showing that he could be a major player on a contender. But here's where things get exciting. In 2024 to 2025, Fox took on an even heavier offensive burden. His game started to resemble players like Karis LeVert and Bradley Beal. Those guys who you just know will give you 25 plus on any given night. It's a far cry from where he was when he entered the league. Fox has grown and evolved. Now the question is, how will he fit in with the San Antonio Spurs? When we look at the 2017 draft class, Fox was a bit of a slow burn. While Jason Tatum was out there putting up huge numbers right away, Fox took a few years to fully develop. But now he's emerged as one of the top players from that class. His growth has been steady and consistent, and he's evolved into a bona fide star. Fox is the type of player who can push the tempo. He thrives in a high-pace offense, constantly pushing the ball and looking for opportunities to break down defenses. The Spurs' philosophy of building around a dynamic, fast-moving offense fits Fox's game perfectly. Fox's ability to create for himself and others means he'll be expected to handle a lot of the ball-handling duties in San Antonio, where he can both score and set up plays for others. But what makes Fox so valuable isn't just his ability to score, it's his defensive impact. Fox is a menace on that end, as his steals per game show that he's always in passing lanes and always looking for a fast break opportunity. He's a disruptor, capable of changing the game with just a few plays. And when you pair that defensive tenacity with his offensive game, you have a player who can completely swing the momentum of a game. But what really makes him dangerous is his self-sufficiency. Fox doesn't need to rely on teammates to create for him. Sure, he'll use them to spot up for threes, but for the most part, Fox is a one-man wrecking crew. He can get to the rim, he can hit the mid-range jumper, and he's starting to stretch his range from beyond the arc. Looking ahead, the numbers suggest Fox will continue to prioritize finishing at the rim, and his shot profile reflects that. He's not going to be a three-point sniper like some other guards, but when he gets to the basket, it's nearly unstoppable. Expect a high volume of layups, drives, and finishes through contact, and if defenders back off, Fox can knock down that mid-range jumper with consistency. Now let's talk about the San Antonio Spurs strategy. If they want to maximize De'Aaron Fox's potential, they need to build an offense around his strengths. First, it's important to understand that Fox is not the traditional point guard who will dish out 10 assists per game. No, he's the guy who will attack the rim, create open shots for others, and make defenses scramble. In San Antonio, Fox will be the clear offensive engine, but the key here is that they don't need him to do it all by himself. That's where Victor Wembanyama comes into play. Picture this: Fox drives to the rim, drawing defenders, and that's when Wembanyama's presence becomes crucial. His shot-blocking ability and overall length will force teams to think twice before collapsing the paint, giving Fox more room to operate. The Spurs' offensive system will revolve around this dynamic: Fox creating space and opportunities, and Wembanyama waiting to dominate in the paint. But the backcourt pairing is where it gets even more interesting. San Antonio already has promising young players like Devin Vassell, and now they have a sharp-shooting veteran like Harrison Barnes. These guys can space the floor, which will allow Fox to attack without the pressure of having to kick it out every time. Having floor spacers like Vassell and Barnes means Fox can operate in the mid-range or get to the rim, knowing that if he needs to dish it out, there's someone ready to knock down a shot. But Fox doesn't need to rely entirely on shooters. Dylan Harper, a secondary creator who has the tools to score and facilitate, is another piece that will complement Fox's game. While Fox is the main ball handler, Harper can take over the offense when Fox is off the floor, or even run the offense alongside him. This allows Fox to conserve energy, pick his spots, and not always be forced to carry the load on every possession. And then there's the defensive side of the ball. While Fox has been known for his scoring, he's just as impactful on defense. We've all seen how the Spurs thrive with a defensive mindset. Now pair that with Fox's ability to get in passing lanes and generate turnovers, and you've got the makings of an elite backcourt. Fox will be asked to bring that tenacity every night, especially when facing off against explosive guards in the Western Conference. But how will Fox's scoring fit in with the team's larger goals? The Spurs will need to give him the freedom to attack, but with a clear game plan. Expect them to lean on Fox's high-volume scoring, using him as the primary playmaker. He'll be given the green light to take over offensively when needed, but his teammates will have the opportunity to step up and support him when he's not on the floor. The beauty of Fox's game is that it doesn't rely on just one thing. He can finish at the rim, shoot mid-range jumpers, and occasionally hit from deep. But his playmaking ability and basketball IQ are often what set him apart from others. His ability to read defenses and exploit mismatches is one of his biggest assets. And that's exactly what the Spurs need. A player who can create his own shot, but also make everyone around him better. As for the future, Fox will continue to evolve into one of the premier guards in the league. As he gains more experience and continues to refine his game, expect his shooting efficiency to increase, his leadership to strengthen, and his ability to make big plays in crucial moments to become even more lethal. Fox is a star on the rise, and playing alongside someone like Wembanyama could be exactly what he needs to reach the next level. But it won't be easy. The Spurs are in a tough Western Conference, and they'll face tough competition every night. The team will have to work hard to create a balanced offense and ensure that Fox doesn't have to do everything himself. But with the right pieces around him, there's no limit to what this duo could accomplish. One thing's for sure, De'Aaron Fox's arrival in San Antonio marks the beginning of a new chapter for the Spurs. He brings the energy, the grit, and the skills necessary to carry the team into the future. If the Spurs can execute the plan and allow Fox to fully thrive in this new system, they could be a force to be reckoned with. That's the blueprint for the Spurs using De'Aaron Fox. The combination of his scoring, leadership, and defensive prowess, paired with Victor Wembanyama's shot-blocking ability and the young Spurs core, gives this team an exciting future. Could this be the beginning of something special in San Antonio? Only time will tell, but one thing's for sure. The Spurs are looking more dangerous than ever. And that's how the Spurs can use De'Aaron Fox to take the next step in their rebuild. What do you think? Can Fox and Wembanyama lead San Antonio back to championship contention? Drop your thoughts in the comments below, and don't forget to hit that like button if you enjoyed the breakdown. Share with your friends, subscribe for more, and let's keep this conversation going, because you won't want to miss what comes next.